Now,
for a moment.
one of the things, probably the most important, is to be very, very aware of the condition of the splines in any used wheels and any used hubs. What you've got, if you look at a hub from the end, what you want to see with the splines, and here with this new hub, what you want to see from the splines is they should look like little pyramids shapes. And if you run,
so much for audio, guys.
So you don't want a sawtooth.
yes. If you run your finger across it, you should not feel any sharpness to it. Well, not just a burr, but a sharpness. In some of these, as they wear, you'll feel a sharpness, more like you would, with a knife blade.
Oh yeah, I can even see that.
Yeah, if you run your finger like that, you can feel the sharpness in it.
And they're tilted too.
Right.
Yeah, the drive side on that is worn too.
Right. And if you look at this hub here, now some of these hubs come from my Jaguar. They're not Alpine pieces, but they're here just to illustrate the condition.
Is this a 1 through 4?
That is actually a 5.
Oh, okay. So that's a 12mm shoulder there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you look and feel that one, you can tell the difference between the two. That's a brand new, never used hub for a Jaguar.
What are these made of?
They're steel.
Some sort of free machining?
Originally they would have been forgings that were then machined down.
Oh.
Anymore, what you find is that they're solid, basically billet pieces.
Okay. So the forging was to develop that flange.
Right.
The flange was squished out with a hammer instead of being welded on.
Now, one of the things to note, if you have really bad splines to one, this is what can happen to it. This hub came off of the rear of my car after an emergency stop. I was in traffic on the highway. I hit the brakes. The rear drums and hubs quit turning. The rear wheels did not. They folded the splines right over. So that's one of the things that you really have to be aware of.
So you lost your braking power.
I lost half of my braking power, yeah.
Jeepers.
Fortunately for me, I didn't hit anybody. I was able to get off into the grass, but it was really an eye-opening experience at the time because I never really had thought about condition.
That is an eye-opener there. And that was a 5 as well?
Yeah, that's a 5 one as well. Now, one of the things that you can see here with this one in terms of wear, the wheel will not always, mesh 100%. On this one, the splines on the wheel actually ended a little bit back here, and then right here you can see where the fronts of the splines were not really worn. Now, one of the things that can happen with this is it can make the wheel difficult to get off because it can shift around a little bit on the hub. So then you end up playing with it to try and actually get it off.
The wheel didn't actually grip. Was this a Jaguar piece?
Yes. That came off the rear of my E-Type, which is being replaced, with these hubs.
What sort of effort did you put into getting it off then, removing the wheel?
A lot of wiggling it around and hitting the back of the tire with a large ball-peen hammer in order to get them to come loose. It finally did.
Wasn't gripping this.
The plus was
and stripped all of that.
I was replacing the wheel as well at the time, so I didn't really have to worry about damaging the condition of it. Now, one of the things that I'd like people to do is go ahead and put the hub into the wheel there and get some feel for what two brand new components actually feel like.
You should have a way out.
Yeah, you can see there that it's really a fairly tight fit.
Does the brake drum heat the inner hub of that wheel?
There isn't normally enough of. You really have to be aggressive use, if you were racing or that sort of thing, in order to have to worry about that sort of thing.
Of course, the span.
Yeah.
I love the look. see, yeah, it's just that tight. You got to remember, this would actually be on a car, and you'd be picking up the wheel and tire to slide it on, you know, so you'd have, you know, a little more inertia behind you as you shoved, you know, the wheel onto it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah, you can see that, you know.